We all know who's getting ready to come up here, but I just want to, for the program purposes, to say a few things about this great man. Congressman Anthony G. Brown was elected to his first term representing Maryland's 4th Congressional District, encompassing parts of Anne Arundel and Prince George's counties on November 8, 2016, and was sworn in on January 3, 2017. He is currently serving his 3rd term in Congress. Congressman Brown is also a member of the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure, as well as the Committee on Veterans Affairs. A retired colonel in the United States Army Reserve, Congressman Brown's military record spanned more than a quarter century as an aviator and JAG officer, during which time he graduated first in his flight class and received both airborne and air assault qualifications. Congressman Brown was awarded the Legion of Merit for his distinguished military service. In 2004, he was deployed to Iraq, where he earned a Bronze Star and became one of the nation's highest-ranking elected officials at that time to serve a tour of duty in that conflict. Congressman Brown is a graduate of Harvard College and Harvard Law School. He and his wife, Carmen, are members of St. Joseph Catholic Church in Largo. They reside in Prince George's County, where they are raising 3 children, Rebecca, Jonathan, and Anthony. Please help me join Congressman Anthony Brown.
Thank you for that kind. Are we on? We good? Yeah, hey, thank you for that kind introduction, Renee. I'm going to have to update it because the good news is my wife and I, we're empty nesters. So they're all out of the house. They're raised and they're doing their thing. But for the parents in the room, you know that the responsibilities, they just change, but they never really go away. I want to thank Emmerich and Everett. Thank you very much. And the Coalition of Minority Business Owners for inviting me today and for convening us to focus on veterans issues. I want to thank my good friend Wes Moore, who I met through his lovely wife Dawn, the former Dawn Flight, now Dawn Moore. Do you go by Flight Moore? Okay, yes. Flight Moore, all right. And we met a long time ago, and I've had an opportunity to meet Wes, get to know Wes, follow him in his career, a distinguished member of the armed forces with a tour of duty in Afghanistan. You're going to get a whole lot better introduction of Wes than what I'm going to give him. But I'm just really impressed, admired, and grateful for your service to our country and your willingness to continue service as Maryland's next governor. So congratulations for that, and thank you. And that should be no surprise, because one of the things I know about veterans, veterans always serve, right? We come back from military service. We take our uniform. Some of us perhaps in conflict, in harm's way, others serving in peacetime. It doesn't really matter because we know that it's a rigorous lifestyle. We know that we come together, we are convened around a common good, the defense of our nation, around the values of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And that's what we fight to defend. And then when we come home and we take off that uniform, we continue to find ways to serve. And that's who we are as veterans, and that's certainly who Wes is as a person. We often say thank you to our veterans, and we should. Nowadays when veterans, service members come off the plane at BWI or any airport, people now are standing and applauding, and you think back during the Vietnam days, that certainly wasn't the case. And we say thank you, and we should. But expressing gratitude simply through words is not enough. We have to express that gratitude, that appreciation through action. And that action means things like ensuring that the men and women that take off their uniform, they have access to higher education and employment opportunities. They have access to the best health care that our nation can provide, the services that they need, and the benefits that they've earned. And that's our responsibility as a nation to the men and women who have served. We, African Americans, have a proud tradition of military service. We have fought in every war that this nation has been in, and we have served in our armed forces since before the formation of this country. When I think about the 54th Massachusetts Infantry, all-black unit that went in the Civil War. I think about the original Buffalo Soldiers, the 10th Cavalry Regiment on the Western frontier. I think about the Harlem Hellfighters, who saw more action in World War I than any other unit, yet did not receive a whole lot of recognition and awards except by the French government.
Exactly.
I think about the 688, all woman, all black, all female, Central Depository battalion that delivered mail and boosted morale during World War II. And of course, there were the Tuskegee Airmen, the aviators, the navigators. We had our youngest and first chairman of the Joint Chiefs in Colin Powell, who just departed this world for the kingdom just recently. And of course, today, Secretary, a former general, now Secretary Lloyd Austin, the first African-American Secretary of Defense. We have a proud tradition. Regrettably, though, the way in which we've treated black service members hasn't been equal. Even to this day, under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, an African-American young airman is 2 times more likely to be prosecuted for the same offense or misconduct, than his white counterpart. Our veterans, while African-American veterans do better generally than non-veteran African-Americans, when you look at like employment, educational attainment, still the access to benefits and health services is not as great as it is for our white counterparts. So we've got a lot of work to do to bridge those gaps, to address that inequities, those disparities in treatment when uniform and in benefits and opportunities when we take that uniform off. Since I always want to come with a little bit of information, I did want to share with you, since we are talking about business owners and veterans opportunities. So I did want to share with you, and I have it written down here because I couldn't memorize all this stuff here. I'm going back to Congress, Capitol Hill, this week, and we're gonna pass the Build Back Better Act that President Biden and Kamala Harris. You know, we did the infrastructure piece, but the infrastructure piece alone is not enough. You got to do the Build Back Better because that's what creates the opportunities, addresses the inequities and disparities. So here's what we're going to do. One program, the Veteran Federal Procurement Entrepreneurship Training Program. We're going to provide more dollars to nonprofits to work with veteran-owned businesses to make sure you can access those federal dollars on the procurement contracts, the construction contracts. So we're going to put more money into that. We're going to expand the surety bond program. How many small business owners do I hear from that say, access to capital, and I can't make that bond? We're putting more money in that, both for federal and non-federal contracting. And the last thing I wanted to mention is the Uplift Incubators on Main Street. A lot of innovative small businesses want to get that idea out of their head, off paper, into a product or service. Just need a little bit of capital, a little bit of technical assistance, putting more money in that. All of these programs focus on veterans, small, women, minority-owned businesses. That's why we're fighting for this Build Back Better. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh no, we've already done 1.1, 1.2 trillion in infrastructure. We don't need to do more. No, we need to do more, because without these programs, we continue to see the disparities, the inequities that exist and that are experienced by our community. So I just want to come by, provide a little bit of information, and thank each and every veteran and family member for your service to our nation. God bless each and every one of you.